Happy New Year, folks. Just a quick one tonight. I've hit the road. Don't know for how much longer I'll be on the road, but I will be on the road. So won't be around at the normal time. But did want to wish you all a very happy Christmas. Well, we've done that, haven't we? Very merry New Year. That's the way we should look at it. I think 2026 is going to be startling. And if you get on and you get on while I'm still doing this, give me a thumbs up to make sure you can actually hear me. I'm not completely sure whether or not I've figured out all my audio issues, so we shall see. G'day, Brett. Just give me a thumbs up if you can hear me, dude. Or let me know if you can't. Changing lanes, all the great stuff. All right, so I hope you're well. I hope life, the universe, and everything is kicking for you. It's an exciting time of the year to be around friends and family, or it's a very painful one for some people, and certainly painful for those who aren't with us at this time. And the year has been fairly punishing on us with those that we have lost, unfortunately. Has it helped waking others up? Maybe, to some extent. I don't think there's going to be too many who take another COVID-style event and willingly hold their arm out, but you never know. I get surprised by this sort of stuff every day, so highly possible. I guess the big news has been in the lead up to New Year, and particularly between Christmas and now, has been the movement in the gold and silver markets. And Now I'm muted. Yeah, I think that happens when things call. Oh, I think I've gone in the wrong way here too. Shit. All right, so I'm muted. I'm going to try and turn this off. God, I'm turning into a McDonald's car park. My head's going to spin. I'll go park here and try and do this differently. All right. All right, I'm going to turn the car off. Right, so I've turned the car off and I'm hoping the microphone will now come back to life. Yeah, I was on mute. I don't know how I put it on mute. Maybe I hit a button on the steering wheel or something. That's pretty weird. Anyway, I was talking about 41 tons of silver that was taken out of the Chinese gold exchange 45 minutes after this $3 billion was put into the American paper market, if you like. So what the West has done to stave off this huge burst of energy inside the silver market is print paper and exchange that paper for a different kind of paper. Whereas what the Chinese did is they went off and secured the physical product, put it in their hand so that it's with them. 41 tons of it. That took 40 semi-trailers. I beg your pardon, took more than 40 semi-trailers. It took 40 pallets, fully laden pallets, with 1,000 kilo bars to shift it out. And they did it all in a couple of hours. So that's all now safely hidden in China. That silver is unavailable to the West to trade. It'll be buried in an eastern vault and we'll never see it again. This has put a squeeze on the market. So what's going to happen tomorrow? Well, the traders are going to come back from their big Aspen holidays and they're going to look at their computers and they're going to see that the price of silver is trading at sort of over $80, $80 to $85 in China. And the Chinese, the market is prepared to pay $85 to $90 US per ounce because they know owning the physical property is the best thing possible. China have also initiated a new rule, meaning that there will be no exporting of silver out of their market, and that means globally. But it also means that there are now significantly larger and heavier restrictions on the use of silver and the transfer of it inside China. So that's why the move was made today to get the physical silver out of the exchange that was already owned by these big companies. So they've got it. And now they can trade it and do with what they need, melt it down, turn it into little bits and things. I mean, you've got to think that 1,318,186 ounces of silver will make an awful lot of solar panels and quite a few batteries for your electric cars. So they've hedged themselves against that disruption in the market, and supply is going to be the biggest issue. Somebody's already pointed out, Mr. Bill, that the UAE spot price is already $90 US. Well, in America, it's being suppressed. It's being pushed down to that $73, $74 mark. And it's being pushed down by the Fed, who've printed up paper money and replaced the debt which is on paper, with that paper money and taken other paper in lieu of it. It is just colossally bad. It's a perfect storm to bring down the financial system. How long will it take? Well, it really depends on what happens with the silver market. Whatever you do, do not sell your silver. Even if you see the price go to, 150, 160, 200 Australian dollars an ounce, do not sell your silver. It's going to go a lot higher than that. So, and I would, take advantage of the opportunity to buy if you are in that position. The market at the moment is in the dip. It has dropped back. At least it had a little earlier today when I looked. I think at Ainsley Bullion, the spot price was around $112. Now, it's been jumping 112, 113, 114, 112 for the most of the day. So it's still a good price to buy, given that Well, the price to watch out for in US dollars is $71, $72. All right, we don't want the price to go below 72 US an ounce. And I think when the market comes back to life tomorrow and the next 48 hours, we are going to see a lot of parity starting to come to the market. The algorithms will wake up and notice that in England, you can buy, I beg your pardon, in the US, you can take your silver at $73 or $74 an ounce and send it to China and get $90 an ounce for it, or send it to the UAE and get $90 an ounce for it. That's called arbitrage. And the arbitrage business usually works extremely well, and that's how they float these losses. However, with China locking itself out of the silver export market and taking 41 tons of silver out of the international silver market, it has put a pincer movement, if you like, onto the US dollar and the financial system, the fiat financial system as we know it. Some would say this is something we've been talking about for a few years, and we've been looking for signs at Christmas for the last 2 years at least that I remember. And I think it's showing signs that this year could be the year, folks. So if you are holding a bit of silver, please, my personal advice to you, because I don't offer financial advice, is do not sell it. All right, hang on to it. Hang on to it and get as much more of it as you possibly can in the coming days. Where is the best place to stop buying? I don't know. I'm going to seek further information. I'm hearing an awful lot of different reports about where the silver price could go and over what time frame. The most consistent report that I am hearing and getting is that it is possible, I mean, so are flying pigs apparently, but it is possible and more likely than not that the silver price will jump to $200 US an ounce before February. You've got to remember, there is a lot of pressure being contained in the COMEX, which can no longer sustain it. And it has put out the calls on those who have shorted silver. And what we saw was just one large institution the other day waking up and finding out they were $3 billion short on a silver call. And look what it did to the market. Now, what do you think is going to happen on January the 2nd when the New York market opens and the machines take over, trying to bring the price of silver back to parity with wherever it is in the UAE, in China at the moment particularly? That's what those robots are going to do. They're going to try to bring that price back, and that means the price is going to go up, because that means they've got to buy a lot of silver to make that parity. They've got to buy a lot of silver. And while the Fed is very, very good at printing money, the printers at the Fed are as yet, I believe, unable to print silver bars. And that is what the market is calling for, actual physical silver. So hang on to it, folks. Hang on to it. It's going to be a wild, wild time. Where are we, VoF? You're in California. Hey, nice place to be, Pluck. Well, I guess nice place to be if you like Democrats. I believe it's a horrible place to be if you don't. Right now, it is 10 to 6 p.m. in Queensland, which is Australian Eastern Standard Time at the moment. In places like Sydney and Melbourne, they're an hour ahead of me, so it'd be 10 to 7-ish down there. And without going across the whole Australian spread of time frames, it's a couple of hours difference behind me in Western Australia, and South Australia for some strange reason are half an hour ahead of me for the first time every year at this time of year. Usually they're half an hour behind. Anyway, good to have you part of the team from California, and I hope you have a very happy new year. With a bit of luck, you'll get rid of that bloke Newsom, and things should pick up in California pretty hurriedly. I'm sure next year is going to hold some very interesting things for California, some very interesting exposure, and something I think will be exposed, will engulf not just California, but probably every US state,
particularly the main swing states. And I also believe it will extend further to other countries, as you heard 107, if you've listened to his chats, the last two in particular that we've had with him. He's inferring there are 71 other countries outside the US who've had their voting rigged for years. For years. And all of that truth is about to come out. Tina Peters plays a large role in that. So pretty exciting stuff all around. Tony, here we are. New Year's Eve. I was meant to catch up with you 2 days ago, and I haven't even called you. I am sorry, brother. My life has just been pretty weird over the last, well, since Christmas, to be honest. And I'm not whinging, I'm not complaining. I've just, I hurt my back. Couldn't get into the chiropractor today, which is a pain in the bum. Won't be able to get in for another couple of days. So I'm limping around and feeling sorry for myself. But I think tonight, for the first time in some time, I will try and ease the pain with a scotch. And I will have one in your honour tonight, folks. It's not often I feel the urge to bring in the new year, but I'm very excited for what 2026 is going to bring us all. And I hope that between Vince and I, between the Voice of Freedom and the FBN network, between that, Truth Seeker TV and others, including Billboard Battalion and a couple of internationals that I haven't told you about yet, I'm really looking forward to being able to bring you something new next year that is valuable to you, not just fluff and bullshit, something that is valuable, good for information, truthful information, logical assessment, and we're going to have a bit of fun as well. We're going to give you the opportunity to win some great prizes, but you'll have to be a member for that to happen. So you can go to vofhq.com and join, become a member for as little as $2.50. We may have to look at changing those rates in the near future. They've been the same since we set up the site. But we may need to look at changing that. Given the nature of what we're planning for our giveaways, we need you to be a part of that in a big way. Be part of the membership. You'll get, well, lots of benefits, let's just say, and it will grow over time. It's a work in progress, shall we say. But 2026, we hope, will be a very exciting year, a very unifying year. It'll be a time, I hope, where you will feel some of the benefits of what we've been waiting for, what we've been working for. And I hope that in maybe your family's eyes, some people's family certainly eyes, that there is some redemption for you, that you aren't the crazy person. Although I've got a funny feeling that those families who do treat us like that are still going to say, oh, you just got lucky. They're not going to believe it was anything to do with the research, with the clear thinking or the logic that you applied to the situation. So don't be upset when that happens. Just smile politely, move on, and always remember, you passed the IQ test first. You didn't hold your arm out. You didn't hold your head back and let some prick stick a stick up into your brain. You passed the IQ test. You should be proud of that. Very proud, because there are some very intelligent people in the world who still don't believe it was one. Let's hope that 2026 brings some enlightenment to them too. Not in the form of a trip to the funeral director, as sadly so many are visiting at the moment. Lots of stars, lots of doctors, lots of whistleblowers are shuffling off this mortal coil at the moment. That indicates to me that there is going to be some pretty big releases. And 107 did indicate that January might hold some arrests that we've been expecting for years to be made public. So fingers crossed for that. All right, folks, I'm going to love you and leave you for 2025. It's been a wonderful year, a very interesting year from my perspective. I've learnt a lot of things that I never thought I would learn before, some of them in the realms of conspiracy, some of them in personal development, and most of them to do with you guys. I wouldn't be the person I am without you. And there are those among you who have kept me alive, and I can't thank you enough. Your support means the world to me. And as I continue to say, I will continue to fight this battle for you every day. I will be your voice, and I can be a very loud one when we have to be. But your voices matter, and they have to be heard. So when there is a call to action, folks, to get out and support Australia, support what we stand for, then get out and do it. Get out and be part of it. We know there is change coming. We know there has to be a great deal of change. Nobody is going to let us be part of that change if we're sitting back quietly. We have to be the ones explaining where the change needs to take place and how it can take place without creating anarchy. And there are plenty of ways to do that. 2026 is going to be an absolutely fantastic year. Unfortunately, some people will fall foul to the mercy of dickhead drivers. I please pray that it's not going to be any one of you. Have yourself a very happy, a very safe and joyful New Year's Eve. If you're going out, having a few beers, watching the fireworks somewhere, then be joyful, happy and safe. Party hard and enjoy tomorrow. You may have a little sour taste in your mouth, but it looks like it's going to be a pretty nice day across the country. Unless you're in far north Queensland where there's flooding. But hey, it wouldn't be far north Queensland this time of year if there wasn't flooding. Have a great one, folks. Happy New Year, and thank you again for 2025. I love you dearly, and watch out for the dickheads on the roads. Bye.